Good afternoon, everyone. Today in our professional development, we will talk briefly about teacher and staff liability and negligence. We will go over your rights as a school employee. On this slide here, you will see our objectives for today. First, we will briefly describe liability. Then we will describe negligence. We will discuss two cases right from our city and our district here in Philadelphia pertaining to school employee liability and negligence. Finally, we will review some options you have for liability insurance and if it is something you would like more information about and would like to pursue. Everyone sitting here today carries many responsibilities, the greatest of which is student safety and well-being while in our care. We are liable for wrongdoing that results in injury or wrongful misdoings that negatively affect our students. On the slide here, you'll see that there are two types of liability, intentional and unintentional. The first are intentional torts such as assault, battery, libel, slander, and invasion of privacy. Unintentional torts include simple negligence, and we'll talk more about that in upcoming slides. One major concept that is related to liability and negligence is called standard of care. And on this slide here, I'll read the first part. School personnel are required to exercise the same degree of care that other professional educators in a similar position would exhibit under the same or similar conditions. What does this mean? This standard of care goes for substitutes as they assume the responsibility as the classroom teacher for that given time period. The second part of the slide says, standard of care can differ. The first rule, kindergarten teachers hold a greater standard of care than that of high school teachers. More care is needed because of the age and the maturity of the students. The second part, shop class teachers and English teachers. More standard of care is needed because of the machines and the equipment used in that shop class. So the substitute teachers or any adults in that classroom have to hold themselves to a greater responsibility to protect the students they are in front of. On this slide, we will now talk about negligence and how it is related to liability. The definition of negligence is the continuing or persistent action or omission in violation of a duty. Negligence claims must prove four things in court, and you'll see those here: duty, breach, causation, and damages or harm. Duty is the defendant owed a legal duty to the plaintiff under the circumstances. It was the job of the defendant to be responsible for the child or student's well-being in the class. Breach, the defendant breached that duty by acting or failing to act. Causation, the defendant's actions or inactions caused an injury under his or her care. And damages or harm, the plaintiff was harmed or injured as a result of the defendant. On this slide, you will see two cases, like I said, that are right from our district here in Philadelphia, in which school employees were found liable for failure to provide care and follow proper protocol to protect the students under the school's care. In both cases, the defendants were found liable and negligent because all 4 points that I mentioned in the previous slide were founded. There was a duty and breach of that duty. There was causation and damages and harm. In the first case here, Maxwell versus the School District of Philadelphia, the substitute teacher failed to act when 2 students assaulted and raped another in the back of the classroom. The courts found this to be willful act of neglect because not only was the sub, but the district, because Maxwell was placed in the same room as one of the defendants even after several years of complaints of harm between the students. The second case, LR versus the School District of the City of Philadelphia, NR who is the child of LR, was released to an unidentified adult from her elementary school. Student was sexually assaulted and sustained several injuries. The court said that the district failed to properly train the staff and students in school policies, which led to the students' injuries and assault. To close our professional development for today, we will discuss personal liability insurance. We know that schools operate in a litigious society, so educators can receive protections against liability charges. So you can check with state professional organizations to see their coverage options. Attorney referral networks can be offered, or you may seek your own representation. If you use the referral networks, coverage can range from $1 million to $2 million. Insurance may also cover your fees as well. If you have questions or want to look more into that, be sure to contact me and we will help you with that. So that is all I have for you today. If you have any questions, please ask me as soon as possible. Thank you.